Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm making this video to talk about my new OVR device. For those of you that watch the channel, you've seen me using it on a couple of my lifts here and there. Some of you might not know what it is. It is a velocity tracking device. It measures bar speed in meters per second. A very brief intro to velocity-based training without getting too deep into the weeds. It is a type of training in which the bar velocity dictates load on the bar and also dictates training decisions. So why might it be more important to move a bar faster? Or why might it be important to see if a bar is actually slowing down in speed, right? Obviously, I think the athletes that watch this channel would understand the concept that we want to move things fast. We want to move implements through space as fast as humanly possible, right? Even on our warm-up sets, there's value to be found in maximum intent, right? Here is a chart to illustrate this concept that I'm talking about. The concept of compensatory acceleration, made popular by one Fred Hatfield, applies itself big time with velocity-based training, where we can take a bare barbell and go from somewhere menial of a 1 rep max, like 30%, all the way up to 100% of a 1 rep max, and we can see how the velocity drops as we get closer and closer and closer to that max. Now, again, why would this be important? Because maybe 4 months ago, when you're tracking your velocity on 30% of your 1 rep max, you might have moved it at, let's say, 0.8 meters per second. Maybe now, by increasing your top end strength, now you're up to 1.1 meters per second in that said movement. I believe that that is a better display of power using that top end strength to increase the speed at the lower weight, the lower percentage of 1 rep max. I believe that that is a better display of power than basically anything else if you want to try to describe power. How do we become more powerful? How do we move lighter weights faster? Okay? It involves getting stronger in the top end. How do we get stronger in the top end? For those of you that have been watching my content lately, you've seen tons of bands, tons of chains, tons of variations, this kind of thing, right? That's how you do it, right? When you stagnate and you can no longer continuously add weight to the bar, you have to go to something else, right? So you find a way to get stronger. You find a way to increase your force production capabilities through a said movement pattern, okay? Now, this leads into way number one that I utilize velocity-based training. And that would be as follows, okay? Let's take a lift like the incline bench press that you guys have seen me do, okay? We have our tested metric, our tested lift, which is going to be our straight weight incline barbell bench press. We have umpteen million different variations in order to build upon the strength of that variation, okay? We have bands, we have chains, reverse bands, band and chains, pause reps, slow eccentric, so on and so forth. And we want to try to continue to build momentum and build up strength in all of those things, okay? Do we track velocity in all of those things? You could, but you don't have to, okay? We can pick a weight in the straight weight barbell bench press, because like I just said, that's going to be our tested variation, and we can cross-reference our strength that we're building up in these other variations. How does it correlate to moving a given weight that will be tracked for velocity over time? How does it correlate? Is it making you move 255, for example, faster 6 weeks later? If the answer is yes, then my theory behind this, again, like it or leave it, I don't really give a shit. My theory behind it is we have increased power within that movement pattern. I don't think it requires a rocket scientist to understand how it would be valuable for an athlete to move a moderate weight, one that is enough percentage of the current 1 rep max, faster 6 weeks later than you did. How would you know you're moving it faster without a velocity tracker? You wouldn't. Feelings mean nothing, right? So this allows us to look at hardcore data and actually track velocity, actually see if the interventions that we're using are correlating to the stuff that we want to do. Now, this is just one way to use velocity-based training, okay? It's a way to experiment. It's a way to track your training. The second primary way and more common way to use velocity-based training, right, would be to determine load for that day. So it is a way to auto-regulate your training, okay? So all of us that have been in the game for a while have seen a percentage of 1 rep max training program, right? Today is going to be 5 sets of 3 at 85% of your 1 rep max. That's great, right? It can work, and it's worked great. It still works great, right? But I think that we're leaving a little bit on the table there. We might have a little more, and we might have a little less in us that day. So to make a very good training decision as the coach or the person training himself or herself, right, we can put the velocity tracker on, and we can see, is that weight that was prescribed for that session actually moving faster than the zone that it should be in, or slower than the zone it should be in? So let's refer back to that chart that we saw earlier in the video. What is it that we're after for this workout? Is it strength? Is it speed strength? Is it true like weightless velocity, this kind of thing? So if it doesn't fit into those zones, you might find yourself a little bit stronger that day and get a more stimulating workout than you would have had you just gone with the program itself. As far as the brand of the device itself, I have nothing but positive to say about OVR. I think it's awesome. The app is super straightforward. I will include some screenshots of data. It allows you to use preset exercises and create your own exercises, track them over time, so on and so forth. If you are on the fence about purchasing a VBT of any kind, my recommendation, you guys know I don't bullshit on this channel. If you're an athlete, I think it would be an awesome thing to have. If you train for general fitness and hypertrophy, you absolutely don't need a velocity-based training device. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for this video on my OVR velocity-based training device. If you made it to this point in the video, as always, thank you for watching. Train hard. Let's go get them PRs, baby.